Have you ever wondered about the origin of black people, the nations of Africa, and how they might be deeply connected to the Bible? Is there any passage in the scriptures that speaks about this? Or is it all just an odd silence in a book that claims to document the history of humanity from the very beginning? Many assume that the Bible is a story centered only around the Jews, the West, or the Middle East. But the truth might run much deeper than that. Hidden within those ancient words, among names that might sound distant like Cush, Ham, Sheba, Ethiopia, or Egypt, lies a broader picture of the presence of black people in the biblical narrative. Could it be that black people were once described as kings, warriors, and rulers of mighty empires in the Bible? Could the ancestors of many African nations have actually played central roles in a part of history that's been accidentally or deliberately forgotten? Today, we're going all the way back to the beginning, to Noah, his 3 sons, and the scattering of nations across the earth, to trace the legacy of those who carried African blood. Not through a political lens, not from modern textbooks, but from the sacred text that billions around the world revere, the Bible, the biblical roots, Ham and the Hamite lineage. The story of humanity's origins is a tapestry woven with divine purpose, rooted in the sacred pages of the Holy Scriptures. At its heart lies a foundational truth. All peoples, across every corner of the globe, trace their lineage back to Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This isn't a narrative confined to one group or ethnicity. It's a universal truth that binds us all. For black people and other ethnic groups with dark skin, their roots intertwine with Ham, a pivotal figure whose legacy reverberates through history, culture, and faith. As a brother to Shem, whose descendants became the Semitic peoples, Arabs, Jews, Syrians, and more, and Japheth, whose lineage birthed the Japhetites, encompassing Europeans and Asians, Ham stands as a cornerstone of humanity's diverse heritage. The term Hamites, derived from Ham's name, originally denoted those descended from this remarkable figure, as chronicled in the Bible. Picture the world after the Great Flood, a moment of divine reset described in the book of Genesis. The earth, cleansed by the waters, was entrusted to a mere 8 souls: Noah, his wife, their 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their daughters-in-law. This small family bore the monumental responsibility of repopulating the earth, a task that shaped the course of human history. Ham, in particular, emerges as a central figure in this narrative, recognized in scripture and tradition as the ancestor of African and black peoples. His name echoes through the ages, carrying a profound connection to the African continent and its descendants. The Book of Psalms, for instance, identifies Ham as the progenitor of the ancient Egyptians, a link that underscores his enduring significance. This isn't a modern interpretation, but a truth preserved in antiquity, affirmed by rabbinical traditions, ancient Jewish tales, and cultural narratives that consistently point to Ham as the forefather of African peoples. What makes Ham's story even more captivating is the linguistic clue embedded in his name. In Hebrew, Aramaic, and other ancient languages, Ham translates to burned or dark, a poetic nod to the rich, dark skin tones of his descendants. This detail isn't a mere curiosity, it's a testament to how ancient texts celebrated the beauty of human diversity. Dive into Genesis chapter 10, verses 6 to 14, and you'll uncover a treasure trove of information about the Hamite peoples. Here, the lineage of Ham unfolds in vivid detail. His descendants include Cush, the father of several African nations, and Mizraim, the originator of the ancient Egyptians. The name Mizraim itself is a fascinating thread in this story, still used today by Arabs, Jews, Syrians, and other Semitic groups to refer to Egypt, honoring its biblical roots. Ham's family tree extends further, weaving a rich narrative of legacy and influence. His other sons, Put or Phut and Canaan, add depth to this story. Put is linked to tribal hunters and the native black Libyans of Libya, while Canaan's lineage diverges, giving rise to the Canaanites of the Middle East, a group distinct from the African peoples. The sons of Cush expand this legacy even further. Havilah, Sabta, Sabteka, Raama, Sheba, and the enigmatic Nimrod, a rebellious figure who founded Babel and later established cities in Assyria, leaving an indelible mark on the Sumerians and Babylonians. Mizraim's line, meanwhile, gave rise to the Ludites, North African peoples such as the Anamites, Lehabites, Naphtuhites, Pathrusites, and Kasluhites, whose descendants include the Philistines and Caphtorites. Mizraim, Ham's firstborn, stands as a towering figure, a founder of nations including Ethiopia, where all its people trace their lineage back to Cush. Nubia, known in antiquity as the Kingdom of Cush, shares this heritage alongside the ancient Sumerians. The term Cush itself carries profound meaning, often synonymous with Ethiopia, Sudan, and Africa in the Bible, its literal translation being Ethiopia or black. This connection stretches beyond the African continent. South Indian peoples and others, such as Malians, Eritreans, Kenyans, Congolese, and Bantus from Gabon, are believed to carry Cushite blood. Cush also fathered Canaan and Mizraim, with Mizraim's influence extending to the Egyptians, Berbers, and dark-skinned Tuareg of North Africa. The Semitic peoples, Arameans, Arabs, and Israelites continue to call Egypt Mizraim in Aramaic, Arabic, and Hebrew, a linguistic echo that binds the present to the ancient past. A striking verse in Psalm 78:51 reinforces this connection. He smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the firstfruits of manhood in the tents of Ham. This powerful line ties Ham's legacy directly to the land of the pharaohs, weaving a thread of history that is both spiritual and cultural. It's a reminder that the story of Ham is not just a genealogical record, but a vibrant narrative of faith, identity, and divine purpose. This legacy of Ham and his descendants challenges us to embrace the richness of our shared heritage. The Hamite lineage is a testament to the beauty of diversity woven into the very fabric of Scripture. It's a story that transcends time, connecting ancient texts to modern identities, from the ancient Egyptians to the vibrant cultures of Africa and beyond. Ham's name, his descendants, and their contributions to history invite us to reflect on the unity of humanity under God's plan. A plan that celebrates every shade, every nation, and every story. The narrative of Ham is not just about ancestry. It's about legacy, resilience, and the enduring power of faith. From the banks of the Nile to the vast expanses of Africa, from the ancient Sumerians to the modern descendants of Cush, Ham's story is a celebration of humanity's diversity and interconnectedness. It's a call to honor our roots, to recognize the divine thread that runs through every culture, and to stand in awe of the intricate tapestry of history that God has woven through the ages. The curse of Canaan, misinterpretations and truths. The story of the curse of Canaan, often mislabeled as the curse of Ham, is one of the most debated and misunderstood narratives in the Bible. Found in Genesis chapter 9, this account has been twisted over centuries, leading to harmful misinterpretations that have distorted its true meaning. At its core, this story is not about a blanket condemnation of a people, but a specific moment of human failing, divine judgment, and the enduring legacy of a pivotal biblical figure, Ham. By unraveling the truth behind this passage, we can restore clarity to a narrative that has been clouded by error and reaffirm the dignity of Ham's lineage, particularly his African descendants. Let's set the scene. After the Great Flood, Noah and his family emerged as the sole survivors, tasked with rebuilding humanity. Noah, a righteous man, turned to agriculture, planting vineyards in the fertile post-flood earth. In an innocent misstep, he drank wine, likely unaware of the effects of fermentation, as he was among the first vintners. In his drunken state, Noah lay uncovered in his tent, vulnerable. Enter Ham, one of Noah's 3 sons. Rather than discreetly covering his father's nakedness, Ham saw Noah and told his brothers, Shem and Japheth, seemingly with an air of mockery or disrespect. The text doesn't elaborate on Ham's intent, but his actions stood in stark contrast to his brothers, who respectfully covered their father without looking. When Noah awoke and learned of Ham's behavior, he pronounced a curse, not on Ham himself, but on Ham's son, Canaan. This distinction is crucial and often overlooked. The curse fell solely on Canaan, the ancestor of the Canaanites in the Middle East, not on Ham or his other sons, Cush, Mizraim, and Put, whose descendants are deeply rooted in African lineage. The black peoples of Africa, descended from these sons, were not cursed. Yet history reveals a troubling pattern. Some have misused this passage to falsely claim that all of Ham's descendants, including Africans, were under a divine curse. This misinterpretation is not only a distortion of the biblical text, but a harmful narrative that has been used to justify prejudice and division. The truth is clear. The curse was specific to Canaan and his lineage, not the broader Hamite family. By correcting this error, we honor the integrity of Scripture and affirm the untainted heritage of Ham's African descendants. To understand Noah's reaction, we must consider the cultural context of the time. Respect for one's parents was a sacred duty, woven into the moral fabric of ancient society, and later codified in the 10 Commandments as, "Honor your father and mother." Ham's failure to cover his father's shame was a breach of this duty, a serious offense in a world where family honor was paramount. Some scholars suggest Noah's drunkenness was accidental, a pioneer vintner unaware of wine's potency, explaining why God did not punish Noah himself. Regardless, the curse targeted Canaan, sparing Ham and his other sons. This specificity underscores that the judgment was not a condemnation of an entire people, but a targeted response to a specific act. Ham's life, far from being defined by this moment, is a testament to resilience and legacy. Born before the flood, he survived the cataclysm that reshaped the world, standing alongside his family as stewards of a new beginning. Like his brother, Shem, who lived approximately 600 years according to biblical accounts, Ham likely enjoyed an extraordinary lifespan, potentially witnessing the 5th and 6th generations of his descendants. Though exact records of his age are absent, his longevity allowed him to shape a vast and enduring lineage. From Cush, the father of Ethiopia and Nubia, to Mizraim, the progenitor of ancient Egypt, to Put, linked to the tribal hunters of Libya, Ham's descendants spread across Africa and beyond, leaving an indelible mark on history. Some traditions even trace his influence to South India, where Kushite blood is believed to flow, connecting distant cultures through a shared heritage. The mystery of Ham's final resting place only adds to his enigmatic legacy. Where was this patriarch laid to rest? Theories abound, each more intriguing than the last. Some point to Ethiopia or Nubia, lands deeply tied to his descendants where the kingdom of Cush once thrived. Others suggest Mesopotamia, among the Sumerians, where Ham's grandson Nimrod founded great cities like Babel. A few propose Egypt, a land of ancient wonders where tombs from 3,000 to 4,000 years ago continue to emerge, offering glimpses into the past. The lack of definitive evidence fuels speculation, with many scholars leaning toward Africa, particularly Sudan or Ethiopia, as the most likely resting place for this biblical giant. This uncertainty only heightens the allure of Ham's story, inviting us to imagine the life and legacy of a man whose influence spanned continents and centuries. The story of the curse of Canaan is not just a cautionary tale, it's a call to seek truth amidst misunderstanding. By clarifying that the curse was limited to Canaan and did not extend to Ham's African descendants, We dismantle a false narrative that has caused harm for too long. Ham's legacy is one of strength, diversity, and divine purpose. His children, Cush, Mizraim, and Put, carried forward a heritage that shaped great civilizations, from the pyramids of Egypt to the kingdoms of Nubia. Their story is a celebration of resilience, a reminder that Scripture honors the diversity of humanity. As we reflect on this narrative, we're invited to embrace the richness of our shared heritage. The Hamite lineage, unburdened by the curse, stands as a testament to the beauty of God's creation, woven into the fabric of history. From the banks of the Nile to the vast savannas of Africa, Ham's descendants built empires, cultivated cultures, and left a legacy that endures. This story challenges us to reject misinterpretations, to honor the truth of Scripture, and to celebrate the unity of humanity under God's divine plan, a plan that embraces every nation, every people, and every story. Legacy and beyond. Ham's enduring influence. The legacy of Ham, one of Noah's 3 sons, is a vibrant thread in the tapestry of human history, woven with resilience, diversity, and divine purpose. Far more than a footnote in the biblical narrative, Ham's influence stretches across continents and centuries, shaping nations, cultures, and identities. The Book of Jubilees, an ancient Jewish manuscript revered in the time of Christ, offers a captivating glimpse into Ham's life, revealing a patriarch whose authority and vision left an indelible mark on the world. As we explore his story, we uncover a legacy that challenges misconceptions and celebrates the enduring strength of his descendants. From the ancient kingdoms of Cush and Nubia to the vibrant cultures of modern Africa and beyond. The Book of Jubilees paints a vivid picture of Ham's role in the post-flood world. After the deluge, Noah's family, 8 souls tasked with repopulating the earth, faced the challenge of carving out new territories and destinies. Jubilees recounts a striking family conflict involving Ham and his son Canaan. When Canaan chose to settle in the land of Shem, now known as Israel, Ham, alongside his other sons Cush and Mizraim, fiercely objected. They believed African lands were divinely reserved for their descendants, a conviction rooted in their understanding of God's plan for their lineage. Ham, as patriarch, confronted Canaan, ordering him to leave, but Canaan defied his father and brothers, staking his claim in defiance. This act of rebellion reveals a family dynamic charged with tension. Yet it also underscores Ham's authority and his deep commitment to the destiny of his people. It's a moment that humanizes Ham, showing him not just as a biblical figure, but as a father navigating the complexities of family and legacy. Beyond family disputes, Ham's contributions to civilization are profound. Jubilees credits him with founding the first city and province after the flood, a monumental achievement that marked the dawn of a new era. In a poignant tribute, he named this city after his beloved wife, Maletamlok, immortalizing her in history. This detail, small yet powerful, reveals the heart of a man who valued love and legacy. Ham's influence extended far beyond this city, shaping entire nations. His son Cush fathered the kingdoms of Cush and Nubia, vibrant centers of culture and power in ancient Africa. Mizraim laid the foundation for ancient Egypt, a civilization renowned for its grandeur and innovation. Put's descendants, linked to the tribal hunters of Libya, added to this diverse lineage. Even the ancient Sumerians, far from Africa, bear traces of Ham's legacy through his great-grandson Nimrod, a rebellious figure who ruled over Babel and Assyria, leaving a lasting imprint on Sumeria's people. Ham's reach stretched even further, touching distant lands like South India, where Kushite blood is believed to flow among certain communities. This global tapestry of descendants, Ethiopians, Nubians, Egyptians, Berbers, Tuareg, Libyans, Malians, Eritreans, Kenyans, Congolese, Bantus, and South Indians, reflects the remarkable resilience and adaptability of Ham's bloodline. From the banks of the Nile to the savannas of Africa and the shores of South Asia, his descendants built civilizations, cultivated cultures, and carried forward a heritage that began with 8 souls on an ark. This diversity is not just a historical fact. It's a testament to the enduring strength of a lineage that has thrived through millennia. Ham's story invites us to pause and reflect. His legacy is not a relic of the past, but a living narrative that pulses through time. It challenges us to confront misconceptions, particularly those that have misapplied the curse of Canaan to Ham's African descendants. The truth rooted in Scripture affirms that Ham's lineage, through Cush, Mizraim, and Put, was never cursed, but instead blessed with a heritage of resilience and creativity. Whether through the architectural wonders of ancient Egypt, the cultural richness of Nubia, or the enduring traditions of modern African and South Indian communities, Ham's influence remains a powerful force. This story is a call to celebrate the beauty of ancestry and identity. Ham's life, from his survival of the flood to his founding of cities and shaping of nations, reminds us of the interconnectedness of humanity. His legacy bridges ancient texts and modern realities, inviting us to honor the diversity of God's creation. As we stand in awe of the civilizations built by his descendants, we're reminded that Ham's story is our story, a narrative of strength, unity, and divine purpose that continues to inspire and unite us across time and borders. What did you think about today's video? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If this video opened your mind or helped you see reality in a new light, don't forget to like and subscribe to Top Hidden Knowledge so you never miss our next deep dive into mystery, perception, and the hidden workings of our universe. And if you have time, explore more videos on our channel. We're just getting started. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and never stop questioning the world around you.